Hi everyone, Liz here. Thanks for stopping by. So I'm going to do a little bit of sealing today. A couple of the items are ones that I've done for my 30 in 30 days, and the others are ones that I've had sat around waiting to be sealed. And I'm not quite sure why I never sealed my April sign. Usually I seal them on the wall at least. For whatever reason, that one's not been sealed, so I'm going to seal that as well. Yes, I thought we'd have a little bit of a chat and a little bit of a seal. I'm going to use my Craft Buddy crystal art sealer because I've got one that is very, very low. If you can see just down there, yeah. It's not got much left, so I want to try and use that one up. And then I've got one that's opened that is well, probably 2/3 of the way full, so yeah, and then I can go on to that one if I need to. Always put the lids on really tight on these so that they don't dry out, and if you put a little bit of cling film around the top, it saves them from sticking. But if you do find your lids on these the Craft Buddy crystal art sealers have stuck, just run the lid under a warm tap for a while, and it just sort of like loosens the glue. It just warms it up and loosens it, so you do then find that the lid will come off a little bit easier. Okay, and rather than using mats or anything, I've got these old jigsaw trays that I'd forgotten I'd got. Yeah, they're puzzle sorters. So yeah, they're just a clear tray. I think they came in about a set of 6 or 8 or something like that. This one's got a corner missing now, look. And I think when I got them at the time, I shared them with my mum. So there's probably some more kicking around, but I thought it'll just be easier to pick the things up and move them once I've done them if I use these. So that's what I'm going to do today. So we'll do the coasters in a minute. And I've got the little mirror to do, and then I've got my owl mirror to do as well. Not quite sure what that came off because the owl didn't have a stand. It's got one of those white plastic stands that goes on the back, so not sure which one that one's come off, but I'm sure I'll find it eventually. Right, so let's put these to one side for now. And oops, oh, that's my little hanging owl sign that foolishly I broke the top off, so I need to find a way to hang those. But no, they're not stuck at the moment. So I'll start with my little April sign. That's the hanger for the owls. The only thing I was disappointed with these signs, I've got the whole of the months from January to December, is the fact that the background is sticky. Oh, actually, have I actually sealed this one? I think I have, but it still feels sticky. It's still tacky. And yeah, the gems are still moving slightly. So, right, let me grab a brush. So a nice soft brush. You don't want to be going in too sort of hard when you're doing this. Shall I do it on a mat or shall I do it directly onto here? I'll do it directly onto here. Okay. So just get in with your brush, give it a little bit of a white round. Has this one gone a little bit solid, do we think? Might have done. Oh, it might be a little bit. We'll see. But anyway, we'll give it a go. So yeah, it's just like grouting tiles. Just go in between all the gems. You can wipe over the top if you want to do. With a dry baby wipe or something. I think this one needs a bit of water in it possibly. I've just gone and put a little bit of water into this, just a very, very small few drops, just so that it's a bit more movable. And yeah, it's not something that I would recommend because I tend to find that if you do put water in these sealers, you do end up getting air bubbles, and you don't want air bubbles when you're actually doing your diamond painting, when you're covering your diamond painting, because yeah, it just doesn't look very good. So right, so now we can do a bit more. So yay, that's going on a little bit easier now. So yeah, your gems should be stuck down, so you're not worrying about them moving. If an odd one does, then just use your tweezers or your pickup tool or your diamond painting pen and just pop it back where it needs to go. I'm trying to keep the thinnest amount in between these gems. And oh, I've got one missing there. I've just realised there's a number 5 missing. So I'll have to find that, but at the moment I'll leave that for now. Okay, and literally you are just like grouting tiles. So you put in the sealer in between the gems so that all the gems lock together and stay on your project. You don't need to sort of like fully cover the top if you don't want to. As I say, you can wipe it off with a non-lint baby wipe or something like that, a non-lint cloth. But it will dry completely clear, and in some cases, if you find that particularly crystals sometimes are a little bit dusty, you will find that once you've put your sealer on, they'll actually shine more than they did before you put your sealer on, because it is a clear sealer, and as I say, it does dry clear. So yeah, it makes everything very, very sparkly. And I have tried it on AB gems, on all your different crystals, all your specials, and none of them have not shone as brightly as they did before the sealer went on. So yeah, it's an easy way just to make sure that everything is all solid in place, and that you're not going to get dust and fluff, or dog hairs in our case, stuck on anything. What are you doing? Wanting to go under the desk? I've got Millie in the room with me at the moment, and yes, she's just trying to sort of go in between my feet. Yeah, I think it's thundering somewhere in the distance, and she doesn't like thunder. She's never particularly been bothered by fireworks, but she really doesn't like thunder. So yeah, no matter what we've tried to do, she always just needs to come and be as close to you as possible for a cuddle when it's thundering. So yeah, I think that's probably what's happening at the moment. Albeit with hubby being in hospital, she is very, very soppy. Whenever I'm in the house, she's never very far away from me. And she does like to be touching some part of me, usually my feet or my side or wherever I am. So right, that is now fully sealed. Okay, so let's say that will dry clear. So I'll put that on that tray over there. And let's have a look, what can we do next? So let's do the owls, and then I can do one side now, and then I can do the other side hopefully later on, once these have dried enough to turn them over. So yeah, you'll find with a lot of the smaller things like key rings and things that they're very, very sort of sticky on the edges where the glue's gone over the edge when they've popped the top cover on. So just make sure you do the edges a little bit as well. Okay, so normally I would say seal them before you put your keychains and your things on, but for whatever reason I've put these together and not realised, or not thought, or just forgotten, basically. You know me, I've got a memory like a goldfish. Oh dear. Okay, anyway, how is everybody doing? I hope life is treating you as kindly as possible, and if you are going through any troubles at the moment, I hope they're small, and if you're not feeling very good, hope you are on the mend and soon feeling better. Yeah, we want to have everybody well and happy if we possibly can. Okay, so thank you for everybody that is now putting in the second week of the 30, well, the second part, should I say, because we're doing it in parts of 10, aren't we? So you're on to your second lot of 10 on your 30 things in 30 days challenge. Yeah, everybody's really doing well. There's some fantastic things being done, and we've got a real variety as well, from paintings to ornaments to key rings and lots and lots of different things. So yeah, I love seeing them all as well, and I'm trying not to look too closely because I keep seeing things and thinking, oh, I like that, I might have to get one of those, and oh, I like that, I might have to get one of those. And I just think, no, this is to try and stop me from getting any more. This is to try and get some done that I've already got. It never works, but it's worth a try. Right, so they're all done now. Pop those out of the way. And then hopefully by the end I might be able to flip them over and do the other side. Oh, let me do my slap keychain, my little cow. He's lighting up in the bag. Every time he touches the little cow, he seems to like to light up and have his own disco. So we'll give him a little bit of a seal as well. Yeah, I've definitely put a bit too much water in this, so I'll have to be careful and watch I don't get any bubbles. But yeah, this is my favourite sealer. I have tried a few others. I am going to do my sealer comparison again as well. So yeah, you can see there, look, I'm just getting a few little bubbles, so I'll have to make sure that I pop them if they do come up. I don't want bubbles on my little moo cow. And yeah, but I will be doing that comparison, trying to get that done. I have done one in the past, but I do think I've got a few different sealers again now, so we'll give it another go on a few different ones. I always come back to my Craft Buddy one. I do like the Craft Buddy. I like the fact that you can put it on with the brush. Although I did like using the one with the sponge. That did go on quite well. But I still like my Craft Buddy one. I still always come back to that one. My default setting, shall we say. Okay, let's do the mirror next. Now then, this one's easy because I don't have to wait for the other side to dry, because I can just open this one flat and do this one. So, okay. Very pretty, these. Love these little mirrors. I've got a few more to do. I need to dig those out and get those done as well. This one was from Amazon. I think it came in a set of 3. So I need to get these done, and then I can start using them for gifts, planning who's going to get which one. And nice hot pink in the middle, this one. Very pretty. So anyway, my mum is coming out of hospital today, hopefully. My sister's gone with my dad today to go and arrange for her coming home. Well, she won't be coming home. She'll be going back into the care home that she was in before she went in hospital. So, yeah, very sad still, but at least they've not really found anything wrong with her other than her great age. So they're going to change some of her tablets. They do think some of her tablets might be part of the problem. So that's the trouble when you get one thing and then you go on to something else. Another thing can spring up and happen, unfortunately. All right, just give this mirror a little bit of a seal. So you don't have to be too gentle. You don't want to have a really stiff brush. As long as your brush is quite soft, then yeah, it's just a case of going round and doing all this. So anyway, at least I will only be one person visiting at the hospital now, rather than having to go from different floors and running up and down different floors. Hubby is now on floor 12, so that's the one just below the top floor. There's 13 floors in our hospital, so yeah, he's just below the top. He wasn't quite sure where he was yesterday when I saw him. He had his operation the day before, so he was still quite sore and very tired, but everything seems to have gone well. The sister on the ward came and had a chat to me, and she was lovely, you know, just saying, you know, about visiting hours, and, you know, if, because I've had 2 people in at once, if I needed to come in and out at different times, then, you know, feel free, which was very, very good of her, I must admit. All right, let's take this cover off here, and once I've got it sealed and it's dried, then I'm going to stick the mirror on him. So let's get my howl done. Woo, twit to woo. So hubby's in a room on his own at the moment, and I have asked, I did say, oh, will he always be in a room on his own? And I think she thought I was asking because I suppose a lot of people do like a room on their own. But no, I said, oh, no, I want him to, if possible, share, because he prefers company. He doesn't really like being on his own. So, you know, he would prefer really to be in a room with a lot of other people, which which is fair enough. Oh, what are you growling at? What's the matter? What are you growling for? What have you heard? Millie's now stood up and growling. So, yeah, I think we are definitely in for some thunder. So this video won't be hugely long, because if it starts thundering, it's not going to be very good trying to film while it's thundering, because I will probably jump out my skin. Oh, dear. I don't mind thunder and lightning. I actually quite like watching it, to be fair. I know my grandma, my dad's mum, my grandma was very frightened of thunder and lightning. She used to work in the fields back in the day, and one of her friends that was working next to her got struck, unfortunately, and did pass away. So my grandma was absolutely terrified. So, I mean, as children, we thought it was really, really funny. But, I mean, it's not. It's very serious. But as children, you just don't realise, do you? You just think it's funny that Grandma used to have to go and lock herself in the understairs cupboard whenever thunder and lightning was happening. I know it's a very rare issue, and a lot of people are very, very frightened. So, you know, I'm not making light of it at all. But personally, I do quite like watching it. I don't mind. But I say Millie is not a fan. Don't think the lightning bothers her. It is just the rumbling thunder. I'm not quite sure what she thinks it is. But yeah, she gets quite upset. So that's why she's just had a bit of a growl. It's actually not too bad at the minute. It's not too dark. So it must be quite a way in the distance that it's happening. But obviously her ears are a lot better than mine. So yeah. Some protection she'd be. Oh, that's a car arriving, so yeah, our neighbour was looking after her. Our neighbour and friend was looking after her yesterday while I was at the hospital, and is taking some of his flower beds up. And actually, I'll leave that one there. And he was putting some turf down, so you know, covering with some new turf, some grass from where he'd taken the plants up. And Millie's out with him, and she likes to supervise, and she likes to see what's going on. And yeah, while he's doing that, she decides, oh, well, I'll just go and make sure that this grass is okay. So she just waters it a little bit, and then she decides to do the other as well. Yeah, he was telling me this morning, he said, oh, Millie's made sure that the grass is okay and it's working properly. Because, yeah, he says, I walked out the door and I saw her just having a little bit of a wee. And then, yeah, she decided to do the other. So he says, in his words, she left me a steaming pile. Oh, dear. So, yes. She's a little madam, but anyway, yeah. It says it's got the Millie sort of seal of approval, as it were. And he said, yeah, quite literally. But anyway, yeah, she likes his garden. I think I've said before, he backs onto like the side. He's got an open side on his fence where people walk past with their own dogs and things. So she sits and looks through his fence and woofs at people as they go past, and has a good sniff and a good chat to the dogs and things that come past. So yeah, and he also feeds the cats and things as well in his garden. He you know, he's a real animal lover. I mean, I suppose we possibly would as well if we didn't have Millie. So it always has a little bit of a smell of a cat, I suppose, in his garden as well. So yeah, she can't wait. As soon as she gets out the door, she's straight across to his house to go and investigate and see what's going on. She only needs to be told once where she's going, and then that's it, she's off. Oh dear. Oh gosh, the other night there was nothing on the television that I could concentrate on that I particularly wanted to watch. So I thought, oh, I'm going to read my book. And I have my book. Well, it's the Kindle app that I use on my phone, actually. I used to have a Kindle, but it didn't have a light on the one I had. It was one of the original ones. So I just use my phone now to read. And I have it on quite big writing. And I change it to like a softer colour. I don't have black and white. I have like a dark brown colour and like a beigey colour background, so it's a bit easier on your eyes, and it just makes it a bit easier for me to see. So yeah, I mean, it's not quite as bad as like one letter for each page, but you know, it's I read quite a few pages. I'll just pop those on there so that I've got a bit more room. And yeah, I'm laid there and I'm reading away, and I've got my phone like this, and I'm just scrolling up, and all of a sudden I felt something on my arm, and this spider ran up my arm and just stopped on my thumb and looked at me. And I just really couldn't believe what I was seeing. And then I thought, now what am I going to do? So I just flicked it away and it disappeared. And then next thing I know, it's running back up the bed towards me. It was obviously thinking, I like this book, I want to come and read this book. And it was determined to get to me. So I then had to start scooping up in like a glass with a bit of paper underneath and escort it out the window. But oh dear, it made me jump out my skin. I'm not frightened of spiders, but I'm pretty frightened of anything that sort of like runs at me that I'm not expecting. And when I'm laid in bed on a night, I did not expect a spider to run up my arm. It wasn't a huge spider. It didn't have really long legs. It had quite short legs, but I would think its body and its legs were probably the size of a 5p piece or a 1 cent piece if you're in America. So yeah, it was big enough. It wasn't a money spider. It was a definite long leg. Well, no, it didn't have long legs. It was a definite spider. Goodness. And it just sort of like sat there, and I thought, well, yeah, no, I don't really want you on me. And I thought, it's going to have to go. You know, as I started running back up the bed, I thought, right, you're going to have to go, because I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night and have this spider sat on me. It's just no way, no. So I don't mind them. You know, we do get quite big spiders because we are sort of countrified where we are. We're not, although, you know, Headon is a town, we're not right out, well, it is kind of countrified-ish. We are a little bit out in the country. But yeah, we do get some big spiders when it's raining and things, sort of like September, October time, as they start coming into the houses. But oh dear me, blooming heck, that's all I need. So it's a good job hubby wasn't in the bed, because he's absolutely terrified of spiders. And yeah, it's quite funny because, well, it's not funny for them, but it's funny for me. Because our friend that comes round, comes to stay, she's terrified of spiders as well. And once we went somewhere, and both of them were just basically stock still, just stood. And I said, oh, what on earth are you doing? What are you stood here for? And it was because there was a spider in the doorway, and it was sort of like hanging in the doorway, you know, as they do on the like little bit of thread. And neither of them dare go past it or move it. So I had to go and pick up the spider and move it out the way so they could get through the door. Oh, it was really funny. Let's say it wasn't funny for them, and I know, you know, if you're frightened of something, then it can be really, really not very nice at all. But yeah, it did make me laugh. Right, so last few, so just a quickish video just to say hello and get this little job done of getting some bits and pieces sealed. What I will do with these coasters is, once the top's dry, I'm going to go around and properly seal the edge, and then once that's dry, I will probably put sealer on the back as well before I put the cork backing on them, the cork mats on the backs, so that they're fully sealed, so we're not going to get any water in them, because if the water gets into the wood, with the best will in the world, it's going to expand and start splitting and things, and we don't want that, because I will be giving these as presents, so I don't want to give somebody a present that falls apart in a couple of days. So yeah, right, so I'll just get these done and dusted and out the way. It's one of those jobs that I keep thinking, I'm not going to leave it till last minute, I'm going to do it as I go along, and then I never do, and then it's a mammoth task to get everything done and out the way. But never mind. It's getting done now, and that's all that counts. Right, yeah, blooming spiders, honestly. Yeah, so my friend and hubby are very frightened of them. So yeah, if we ever go anywhere, my friend comes on holiday with us quite a bit as well. So, well, before hubby got poorly anyway, we used to go on holiday quite a bit. And we do like self-catering holidays in this country so that we can take Millie Moo with us. And before we got Millie Moo, we had our other Scottie, which was Maisie Daisy. And she used to come on holiday with us as well. So, but yeah, if there was ever spiders, I always had to go and sort them out, escort them out the windows or out the doors. So that hubby and my friend were okay. Oh dear. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Are you frightened of spiders or thunder and lightning? Or what are you frightened of? I don't know that I'm particularly frightened of anything. There's a few things I don't like. I don't like slugs. I really don't like slugs. But yeah, on the whole, I'm not overly frightened of things. But yeah, I tend to just laugh at things really, and if I jump I just then laugh hysterically afterwards as well, because I just think it's really funny. When we went to hubby's cousin's in California, he was frightened him to death going on about coyotes. And I mean, coyotes actually, when I saw one, we were driving along and I saw one, they're only about the size of a fox. They're not really big. I think hubby was sort of like getting it out of all proportion in his head and thinking it was going to be like the size of a wolf or something, and it was going to get eaten. But yeah, but his cousin was winding him up about it, because he was saying, oh, you know, if you see one, run and all this. And we were out watching the sunset, because he's quite, well, he was quite high up where his like little homestead is, and you could see over the valley and everything. And watching the sunset was quite spectacular to see. So we used to go out and just stand and watch it. And as we stood watching, I suddenly saw hubby sprint off in the opposite direction. And honestly, his knees were practically on his chin. He was running that fast. It was just so funny. I said, what on earth's the matter with you? He says, there's a coyote. I said, there ain't a coyote. He said, it rubbed my leg. And when I looked down, it was his cousin's dog had come to say hello. And of course, it's hot in California, so we were wearing shorts. And he just felt this fairy thing on his leg. Well, he just ran, and it was just, honestly, I've never seen him run so fast in my life. It was just so funny. And I say his knees were practically up to his chin as he's running along like the clappers. Oh, dear me. I said, you big scaredy cat. It was the dog. I said, the dog would have alerted you anyway. It wouldn't have let a coyote come anywhere near you. Oh dear, it was just so funny, honestly. Oh dear me. Yeah, so, yeah, if something had come to get me, I think I'd have been a goner, because he'd have just run off and left me. And judging by the speed that he went, he can definitely run a lot faster than I can. He could do, let's put it that way. Right, so I'm just going to pop this mirror in the middle of this owl now. So let's just get it lined up so it goes in the middle of the drills. And then once everything's dry, then I will take the top cover off, but I'll wait while that's all dry. So now there is no sticky around the owl. Excellent. Right, how's my little owls? Oh no, they're not quite dry enough yet. But yeah, the little owls aren't quite dry enough, so I'll have to do those later. But once the top side's done, then I'll move and do the other side. But yeah, you can see the April sign now. Practically dry, but look how sparkly it still is. So we've still got our sparkle. Let's just move that little moo cow out the way. They can go up there. Just try and get them all together on here, so they're not touching, so they can all dry. Okay, right. Oh, these are quite good actually as well, because they can stack one on top of the other. And then I've just got my mirror there as well. Okay, well, just a quick chat, just a quick catch up to let you know, say hubby is all right. My mum is coming out of hospital, so things are, fingers crossed, going the right way. And thank you to everybody who's taking part in the event and all your lovely messages on Facebook. It's wonderful of you, thank you. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed just seeing these and helping me with putting a bit of sealer on. If you have, a thumbs up is always very much appreciated. Any comments or questions in the comments down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you want to join our little family and see what we get up to next, you can do that by pressing the subscribe button down in this corner and the all notifications bell that pops up. And then you'll be notified when any of my videos come out, so you're not going to miss anything. Yay! Okay, thanks ever so much for stopping by, and I do hope to see you all again soon. Bye for now.